And welcome once again to High School Basketball Classics. Tim Morey alongside of my broadcasting sidekick Rick Bua for our second edition of High School Basketball Classics. And Rick, what a classic we have tonight as we go back to 2013 and 2013, March 9th, in the finals of the Division III Western Mass Championship at the Curry-Hicks Cage, the classic matchup between Hoosick Valley and Drury.
Well, Tim, this was going to be a heck of a ball game because they had played twice earlier in the season, and Drury pulled away in the last minute and a half up at Cheshire and won a really close ball game by, I think, 8 or 9 points. And Drury had their way with Hoosick up at Drury by winning around 20 or so. But, you know, the old cliche of it's hard to beat a team, 3 times in the same season. Well, if you're good enough, sometimes you do, and sometimes you're not so lucky. But, Hoosick Valley and Drury had outstanding teams that year. Drury was a little bit more senior-oriented with Danielle Reset, Ali Tatro, and Shannon Garvey. And Coach Wojcik's team, which had a great season the year before, and fell a little bit short, really came on. They had a great record. They came in at 18-5 in that game. Drury came in at 17-3. Hoosick, the number 7 seed, Drury, the number 1 seed. But Drury was heavily favored. But just because of that one game in Cheshire, where they played a real close ball game until the last minute and a half, as I said, you never know the way this one was going to go. And both teams were playing good basketball at the time. That's when you want to be playing your good best basketball is in March.
And Rick, we want to welcome to this week's broadcast 2 people who played integral parts in this particular game. Of course, we're talking about Hoosick Valley Ladies Hurricane head coach Ron Wojcik, and of course Jen Gale, who had a big game for the Lady Hurricanes. And Coach and Jen, we want to welcome you to High School Basketball Classics. And Coach, we'll get started with you. You know, you came into this game as a number 7 seed. You had a solid season, 18-5, and you had a tough road to go just to get to this one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. Great to see you guys. Yeah, it was. It wasn't easy. I mean, we were playing a Palmer team that I believe won Western Mass the year before. And so they were the 10 seed. So 7-10 game, we had to play them. Had a good second half. We were able to pull away finally later in that game. And then going to Hampshire. Hampshire was loaded. They had a great team, and they were seeded number 2. And that was probably one of the better games of all time in all my years of coaching. We were able to pull out a double overtime victory. I think Jen, who we have here today, was 10 for 10 or 12 for 12 from the line in the fourth quarter and overtime. And then we were able to play, get to the cage and play Mahar in the semis, who knocked us out the year before in the 1-8 game. We lost a double overtime game up at Mahar where we almost were able to pull off an upset. And so it was great. The kids were fired up to play them again. And then, at that point, you're looking around the corner, and who do you got? You got your old rivals, Drury, who we had struggled with. Certainly, they had a great ball club and, great coach and great players. And, we were fortunate play one of our better games that Saturday and come out on top.
And Coach, looking back on that year, you went in as the number 7 seed. Drury was the number 1 seed, and I think Drury seed deservedly so. But it always comes back to, and we've talked about this over the years, girls basketball Berkshire County is very strong, and you played a very difficult schedule. You went 18-5. And although you were the number 7 seed, you probably could have been seeded higher, really, if you talk about the competition and the quality of play that you had all year long.
We could have, I think. The thing is, they had the Walker system in place. We were playing in the South back then, so we were playing more Division 4 opponents, which brings your Walker rating down. So I think that impacted it somewhat. So, I mean, that system had been in place, and, we always try to schedule up from it, but there's a lot of Division IV and 3 teams in the county, so you don't really maybe get the walker ratings that some of those Valley teams do, playing some of the D1s and D2s down there. So, I mean, we could have been higher, but I think, it worked out for us in the sense that we weren't in the same bracket with Drury and seeing them in the semis. And that year, you're right. I mean, Berkshire County basketball was strong. 3 out of the 4 teams, we had played Mahar in one semi, but Drury and Wacona were in the other semi. So there were 3 out of 4 Berkshire County teams in that semifinal that year.
And Jen, this was a relatively young team this year for Hoosick Valley, and you were kind of one of the more experienced players on this team. I was mentioning to you before we got on the air, this was one of the bigger crowds, and I'd been to the Cage many, many years. This was one of the bigger crowds that we had seen at the Cage for a game. Obviously, local rivals, and the fans really went down to the Cage from both communities to support their respective teams. Were there any butterflies for you guys, or were you guys just too young to really be affected by the big crowd that was there that afternoon?
There was a lot of butterflies going into the game. I mean, as a little girl, I grew up watching Coach Robinson's teams play in the Cage and always dreaming of wanting to go there. So actually being in the Cage and coming off of that high of winning the Hampshire game and being there physically, it was like, wow, like this is what I've always dreamed of. This is what I want. This is what I've wanted. So it was very surreal to actually be there.
Now, you went into the game having played Drury twice. One game, they handled you pretty easily. The second game, it was a closer game, and they eventually pulled away and won the game. Did you feel, going into the game, did you guys feel like you had a real good shot against this very talented Drury team?
Yeah, I remember going into that game, and especially coming off of the Hampshire game and the win streak that we were having, and feeling very good. I mean, years after being a number 1 seed, you have that target on your back where everybody wants to beat you. And I knew that Drury specifically was in a very difficult spot where they were going to have to beat us 3 times.
Right.
And like you said before, it's very difficult to beat a team 3 times.
Coach, I guess the question that people would ask about this game, and I'd ask, is did you do anything differently in this game in terms of strategy that you hadn't employed in the 2 previous meetings?
We did, honestly. We were running our pressing system where we always would have Meg Rodowitz, who was one of the best defenders I've ever coached, boys or girls. I need to give her a shout out because she was unbelievable. And Danielle Reset. And in the game up at Drury, the way we ran our press, the diagonals were really open against us. So that diagonal pass over the top of the press, because we were so press heavy on the strong side. So the diagonal pass over the top on the weak side, they hit Shannon Garvey a ton of times and really killed us up at Drury. So instead of doubling Danielle up top and leaving that backside open, we kind of matched up in our press a little bit. So we still had the pressure with Meg. We still had some people in help position to help on Danielle's drive. But we took away that pass with either Rossi or Jen, in fact, on the backside over the top, with Tori in the back when she was in, and then Erica ended up playing the back later on. So I thought that maybe confused them a little bit, and that it was the only thing that really mattered, but I thought that helped in taking away a lot of those points that Garvey got on us up at Drury. So, and then, we said, obviously, if they change, we'd have to, go back to something else. But that was a huge adjustment for us. So we didn't do the double teaming as much of Danielle way up top. We just let Meg kind of hound her alone with some help in the paint, and then take away that backside diagonal of Garvey.
Okay, Coach. Well, we're going to take a look at the first half of this great matchup between Hoosick and Drury in the Western Mass Division III girls basketball championship from the Curry-Hicks cage. We'll be back at halftime to get our impressions of the first half. And we're now just about ready for the introduction of the starting lineups. Of course, the MIAA is recognizing all veterans who have served their country, and that has been a tradition here at the tournament for a number of years. The introduction of the Hoosick team will be first. They are the lower seed. They are the visitors. And Megan Rodowitz has had an outstanding defensive tournament. She has shut down a couple 1,000 scores in the course of this tournament. Of course, Jen Gale, Mackenzie Robinson, and the senior captain, co-captain, Victoria Rumble, and the sophomore, Emily Rossi, at the forward position.
Well, we said they were young last year, Tim. They're still very young.
Still a young team. And of course, Drury with that senior leadership. And it starts right here. Danielle Reset, number 10, the senior point guard, one of the finer point guards in all of Western Massachusetts. Megan Benoit will get the start for Morgan Lamar. Allie Tatro, another senior, and of course, a person who has come on really strong in this tournament, Shannon Garvey and Emily Moulton. We're going to pause now for the singing of our national anthem once again by Mr. Hank Tomkowitz.
Well, Tim, both these teams coming in with a winning streak. I think it's 9 for the Blue Devils, 7 for the Hurricanes. But quite a road Hoosick has taken. Got that home win at Palmer, but then taking out number 2, avenging last year's loss. It was the Maher, the avenging loss, but just winning at Hampshire. Also, not an easy path to get here. They've done a great job.
Absolutely not. But the cream has come to the top, and many people felt that in Division II, that the Berkshire County teams were going to be the dominant teams in this division, and it played itself out just as most people thought.
So as we always do, we have our sea of red, we've got our sea of blue, and we're ready to go.
Bill Dassett to toss the ball here for the opening tap. Shannon Garvey and Megan Rodowitz will do the honors. That tip is controlled by Hoosick Valley. And Robinson will run the point for the Hurricanes. Hoosick running their man-to-man offense. Drury with that good defense. The three-point shot by Rodowitz is no good, and it's cleared away by Benoit. Rodowitz is a real ball hawk, and the pass is tipped away.
Always a dangerous pass, that cross court. One of the things very clear about these two teams, Tim, is that not that Hoosick lives and dies by it, they certainly don't, but they certainly take a lot more and they've hit a lot more, probably 4 or 5 times more than the Blue Devils have this season.
And Hoosick Valley in a man-to-man. And Radowitz is a handful out on top on that man-to-man defense. And they're going to call a block on the baseline. That foul will go against Tori Rumbold. She tried to line up Garvey for the offensive foul. So Drury will inbound here. No score. Opening moments of this Western Mass Division II title game between Drury and Hoosick Valley. Benoit for the jumper. It's no good. Ball's on the floor. And they're going to call a travel. And they do. And both Coach Reset and Coach Robinson talked about the keys to this game and indicated that rebounding for both teams will be a big part of this game.
Leading rebounder for the Blue Devils has been Emily Moulton, followed closely by Shannon Garvey. And you can't forget Ellie Tatro. She's just a banger down low.
Gail thought about it for a minute. And that tight, good Drury defense. Robinson for a long one. And no good. Does not draw iron. Ball on the floor. Scramble. It's going to be tied up, and it will go over to the Blue Devils on possession. And that shot may have been deflected.
When you mention the referees, Tim, we sure know them well. That's for sure. We've seen them quite often.
All Berkshire crew for this All Berkshire Division II final. And a good diagonal pass there. Shot is no good by Moulton. Ball on the floor. Put back no good.
Good hustle there by Garvey.
And nice play by Shannon Garvey to throw that ball off of Tori Rumbold. So the ball will stay with the Blue Devils. And they're going to call a travel on the outside on Reset. Thought about that three for a moment.
So still getting the little jitters out. They did play here, of course, in the semifinals, so it usually takes a minute or so, and they'll both find their way.
Big crowd here at the Curry-Hicks cage for these two arch rivals. Gale to the basket. The ball deflected. Scored by Radowitz. And Hoosick Valley is on the board first. Reset looks to penetrate that press. She does a great job on keeping that dribble. Ball tipped away. Garvey with a short jumper off the front of the rim. Ball on the floor, and they're going to call a foul underneath.
Could be Danielle Reset.
It will be on the rebounding action. And Drury employing a diagonal pass against that zone press.
I think what Coach Franzoni would love to do is just slow the Hurricanes down a little bit, but boy, did they have their way in the second half the other night. They ran and looked to run more. So
Gale for three. She's got it. Jen Gale for three. And it makes it 5-0 Hoosick. Radowitz draws another tough assignment against Danielle
she did
Reset.
a great job, Tim, in the first game in particular.
Benoit for three. Megan Benoit gets the Blue Devils on the scoreboard and cuts that Hoosick lead to 2. 5-3. Hoosick with 4:52 to go in the first quarter of play.
Nice
Entry
cut.
pass there, and they're going to call a travel underneath. Rumbold was open for a minute, but some good defense by Emily Moulton causing the travel.
Great Northern Berkshire crowd here.
And Benoit travels in the backcourt, and that's going to be key. That's the third Drury turnover so far in this ball game. Robinson gets by Reset, takes it all the way to the basket, throws it up. Shot is no good, but the rebound knocked all the way out. Rumbold. Gale to the basket, and they're going to call a foul on the play. That foul will go against Megan Benoit.
She was probably 8 feet from the hoop, but nevertheless, Megan tried very hard to block it, but she got her on the arm.
Jen Gale's first one is short, and she had, Rick, a tremendous foul shooting game at Hampshire. At one point hit 10 in a row.
That was in overtime, wasn't it, Tim?
Yes, it was.
So our first substitution, junior Amber Iaquesta in the ball game.
Gale gets the second, and it makes the score Hoosick Valley 6 and Drury 3. 4:19 to go in the first quarter of play. Long diagonal pass is off the hands of Mullen, and that ball will go back to Hoosick.
6-3 with 4:11 and 4 Drury turnovers already. Look for the Drury starters to get a lot of minutes today. There's a steal.
There's a steal there and a half-court trap by Mullen. Tight ball hawking defense by Megan Radowitz. Again, the diagonal skip pass to Garvey for the jumper. She's got it. The senior, Shannon Garvey, for 2. Radowitz for 3. Around the rim and out.
Look good from my angle.
Oh boy, looked like she was onto it.
That's one thing Danielle is used to, is having Meg Radowitz all over her.
Oh boy, they have had some battles this year. Ball tipped away on the floor, recovered, but taken back by Drury, and they're going to call a foul on the floor.
Good hustle, Tim, on both ends right there, fighting for that ball. They're not watching it. There was a period of time the other night, I thought in the first half, where Hoosick was getting beat to the ball. That all changed very quickly in the second half.
Foul is on Jen Gale. That's her first and second on the team. Reset with a jumper, no good. And the ball will go over to Drury.
Off of Emily Moulton.
Actually, that's going to go to Hoosick off of Moulton. And so far, this Hoosick starting lineup has gone the whole way here. And just as I say it, Maddie Ryan and Amber LaSure go to the scorer's table for the Lady Hurricanes. Backdoor pass to Rumble, fires it up, no good. And they're going to call a travel.
Coach Franzoni, John at Bill Dassett a little bit about over the back. He's not going to get that call.
Ball inbounded to Radowitz. Amber LaSure for 3. Off the front rim. On the rebound, it's Rossi. Going to call a foul underneath. On the floor. I believe that foul was on Allie Tatro. That's the third team foul on Drury. Oh, it's on Danielle Reset. And that is a big foul. That's her second so far in this game. Maddie Ryan now running the point for the Lady Hurricanes. And I'm going to call a foul on Emily Moulton. She went hard into the pick there. 4 fouls for Drury now. 6-5, Hoosick Valley here in the first quarter of this Division II Western Mass Championship from the Curry Hicks cage.
Emily Moulton will take a seat, Tim, and freshman Liv Carlson. So each team's got a freshman
on
in there
the
now.
floor. And Carlson is a very promising freshman. And ball almost stolen away there by Drury. And we're going to watch this matchup between Tatro and Rumble. They don't give much. They too have battled all year long. Shot clock winding down. Ball stolen away by Reset. Danielle with the breakout. And a foul by LaSure. And the ball does not drop around the rim.
She wanted that one really bad.
Oh, boy.
She could hear the footsteps. She kind of looked back just slightly to see.
So Danielle Reset will go to the line and shoot a pair now for Drury. She can give them the lead.
as you said, Tim, boy, I'll tell you, what a nice thing it is for Coach Wojcik to be able to put in a freshman in Maddie Ryan and a sophomore in Amber LaShore and lose virtually nothing. Boy, did they spark them in the Palmer game.
They don't lose anything with those two. Very promising freshman, Maddie Ryan. Oh, Danielle Reset missed the boat.
Very uncharacteristic, yeah.
She's an outstanding foul shooter. And Ryan works the ball up the court. Isolation play here. Looks sure, loses the dribble, but it's hit at the last minute. And that will stay with Hoosick Valley with 10 seconds on the shot clock. And there's only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shot is blocked. That'll be a 30-second violation. Ball out of bounds anyway. It will go over to the Blue Devils. A great defensive stand there for Drury.
Well, that first matchup this year in Chesterton was certainly a low-scoring defensive affair. This has all the making so far, that's for sure.
All the way to the basket. The floater is good.
Amber
Ayakwasa. And Rumble on the floor. Rumble got hit head on.
Jen Gale back in the game for the Hurricanes, and for her first appearance, it looks like Selena Sistrunk. Also,
Emily Rossi to the bench. Erica Lucia also checking in for Tori Rumble. So Drury here leads this one 7-6 with 1:09 to go in the first quarter. And they're going to call a double dribble on the turnover. So the ball goes back to the Blue Devils with 1:02 to go here.
yeah, I think Maddie saw Ellie Tacho coming to look for a steal. Got her to move her pivot foot.
And you don't want to be in the corner there, and that's exactly what happened.
This is as good.
Garvey got tied up.
I'm sorry, Tim. This is as good a defense that I've seen against Drury in a while.
Hoosick Valley on Thursday night created 25 turnovers against Maher. So as you said, Rick, they really apply that pressure. Gale for three. Off the back rim. Ball on the floor. Shot is blocked there. Nice shot blocked there by Carlson. And Reset brings it out.
About 1 second differential, Tim.
Ball on the floor. Ahead to, and they're going to call a foul on Tatro. And that is going to be the 15th foul as Reset lost the ball at midcourt. And she's going to get a rest on the bench into the game here now for Drury. Kasha Wiesman and Mackenzie Bona. So Coach Franzoni giving some of his stars a needed rest here. Both teams are playing tough defense. They're looking low to Sistrunk. She's got it underneath. Three-point shot. No good, but they're going to call a travel with 1.8 seconds to go.
And they're just going to hold it.
And they're going to hold it, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Here at the Curry-Hicks cage, it's Drury 7 and Hoosick 6. And while we got a moment now, let's send it down courtside to Butch Parrott.
Hello, I'm here with Nikki Valiers, the all-time leading scorer at Hoosick Valley, boys or girls. And what brings you to the cage today, Nikki?
Well, my old teammate from high school, Andrea Birdie, she gave me a call yesterday and said, can you come to the game? And I wouldn't miss it. Drury versus Hoosick, can't miss a game like that.
You got any memorable events from when you played against Drury?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always a good rivalry.
What do you think of today's game?
So far, you know, UConn, Hoosick really came out strong with some good intensity. they're looking good, and hopefully they just maintain that throughout the game.
Okay, well, thanks, Nikki. We're going to have to get it back upstairs for a little more commentary. Have a good,
And John
have a good
Berg,
day.
you're at the Drury bench. What do you got in this first quarter?
Well, right now it's been all what it's cracked up to be. Defense, defense, defense. The girls were a little tight beginning of the game on both sides. They seem to be settling down now, but defensive pressure, not surprised by Drury, but certainly the defensive pressure by Hoosick Valley has been there, and just like their prior games, they really picked it up.
Okay, we're beginning the second quarter here at the Curry-Hicks cage. In the first quarter, Drury had 8 turnovers and Hoosick Valley with 6. Drury leads this one 7-6 as we start second quarter play. And into the game now for Hoosick Valley, Sydney Gallup. Checking also back in, Mackenzie Robinson running the point again for Hoosick. Rumble and Tatro. Rumble all the way to the basket. Lays it up and misses it. She had a good look.
They've had more shots, that's for sure. Just not falling right now for the Lady Hurricanes.
Garvey all the way to the basket. Around the rim and out. The putback by Tatro is good. That second shot opportunity for the Blue Devils, Rick.
Allie Tatro is always around the basket offensively or defensively.
And they're going to call a foul on the floor.
Tim, they are calling what I call a pretty tight game right now.
And that, I believe, will be the 7th. That's a 16th foul for Drury. That's on Bona for Drury. So the next foul will put Drury into the penalty.
Considering we're just starting the second quarter, that could lean large here.
And a ball lost on the sideline by Gallup, so it'll go over to Drury.
The thing with the injury, Tim, to Morgan Lamar takes away a little bit of relief for Danielle Reset. You know, they both can handle the ball pretty well, kind of like what Cassie Lincoln did a couple of years ago.
And on the turnover, travel at midcourt, it goes back to the Hurricanes. A tight, low-scoring affair so far. Rumble working the sideline on an isolation.
Yeah, she handles the ball really well.
And Rossi and
7 on the shot clock.
Garvey battling on the blocks here. And they're going to call a block on top against Tatro, and that will put Hoosick Valley on the line now as Drury is in the penalty.
Yeah, moreover, Tim, it's going to affect substitutions now. 2 with Danielle Reset. Meg Benoit's going to come back in.
Tori Rumbo will go to the line now and shoot a 1-and-1 for the Lady Hurricanes. And that ball just grazes the rim and will go out of bounds. So the score remains Drury 9 and Hoosick Valley 6 here. 6:31 to go here in the first half.
Jeff, was that the first free throw for the Hurricanes?
Yes. No, Jen Gale made one.
Jen Gale, okay. I know Danielle Reset missed her.
Reset is badgered in the backcourt, but fouled by Sydney Gallup.
Now they're staying consistent with their calls anyway. A lot of reach-ins, a lot of hand touches.
And Megan Radowitz and Maddie Ryan will check back in for Hoosick Valley.
Both coaches sticking with their substitution patterns. They go very deep on their bench.
Radowitz pressing. Reset out top. Good give and go. And the basket is good. Tasha Weissman, a great give and go there for Drury, and they had that pretty well diagrammed out on the flash. Drury now has a 5-point lead, 11-6.
Seven on the shot clock, Tim.
And Drury has been able to run Hoosick Valley down on the shot clock. Back rim, no good.
Oh,
And a
Torrey's
player
down hurt.
on the court again. And it looks like she's got a sprained ankle.
It looks like the right, which Torrey's in an awful lot of pain. A lot of concern when Shannon Garvey went down also very, very late in the game the other night too. But she got up and kind of limped off and looks pretty good today, got it taped up.
And that's a big loss for Hoosick Valley if she's unable to go. And we'll send it down to John Bird.
Hello, guys. I got Principal Amy Meehan here, and certainly she knows what's going on here. She's a former coach, and I'm going to let her talk about her experiences here.
I was fortunate enough to have a few trips to the cage as the varsity basketball coach, so I definitely know what both teams are feeling right now. It's a great honor to be here representing your county, your teams, and your school here at the cage. And I just wish a lot of luck to both girls' teams. Obviously, I'm a little bit partial right now, hoping they're Drury Blue Devils, but it's intense, and both teams should be happy that they've gotten this far in the season.
Okay, what do you think of the game so far, though? Has it lived up to the billing?
It has. It's a little bit slow by the Blue Devils tempo, but whatnot. They have a deep bench, so hopefully they'll work it down to the end, and we'll see victory by the Devils.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
And Tori Rumble is going to have to be carried off the court, and I'll tell you, it's pretty questionable whether we're going to see her return to this game, and that is a huge loss for the Lady Hurricanes.
Erica Lucia has come into the Hoosick lineup.
Ball in the middle, stolen away by Gale. All the way to the basket on the block. And the tie-up, and it will go back to Drury. Beautiful defensive play there by Danielle Reset.
Very ill-advised pass, and Drury escaped on that one. Jen Gale, I thought was going to go for a layup.
Again.
Same thing, same exact thing.
Stolen away again. Erica Lucia on the breakout. And she'll throw the pass away. So another good opportunity.
Yeah. Coach Franzoni isn't happy with the press break at this point. He wants to talk about it.
And Hoosick Valley now with 9 turnovers. And both Coach Reset and Coach Robinson beating a dead horse. Talked about that. And now we'll send this one down to Butch.
Okay, I'm here with Superintendent of the Adams Chester Regional School District, Kristen Gordon, and what do you have to say so far about the game?
Very proud of our girls, extremely proud. They're representing Hoosick Valley really well. It's really fun for me to see because when I started as principal, a lot of these kids were elementary school. Proud superintendent and proud aunt of Mackenzie Robinson, number 23.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Butch, thanks a lot. We got 5:17 to go here in the second quarter. And Drury on top of this one, 11-6. And with the ball, they'll take it out. The news of the game so far, Tori Rumble is on the bench for Hoosick Valley with what looks to be a sprained ankle, and it is really doubtful whether we're going to see her return.
She's really wincing on that bench.
Shannon Garvey pressed. The ball is tied up, and that will go over to Hoosick Valley. And that press is giving Drury an awful hard time here.
Well, it looks, Tim, like what's happened is as soon as Danielle stops her dribble, they get in trouble.
Erica Lucia. Gale for 3 from the side. She got it. Jen Gale with her second three-pointer of this ball game.
Well, Jen could certainly knock him down, and boy, her eyes just light up when she didn't see a defender on her.
And she's got 7 points. Mullen tied up there, and I'm going to call a foul on Jen Gale, and I believe that will be her second. And the fourth, just the fourth
Fourth,
foul.
wow, yeah. Fifth, yeah, they just changed it.
So Amber Iaquesta checking back in. Reset for the jumper. No good. Lucia on the rebound. Ryan looks to run. And she's got Radowitz ahead of the field. Who lays it up and in?
Here come the Hurricanes. 11-10 with 4:17 left.
And she walks right into the press. Ball on the floor. And they're going to call a foul here on Maddie Ryan. So Maddie Ryan picks up her first foul. And that will be the 6th on Hoosick Valley. Drury will inbound the ball here, leading by a point, 11-10. Down on the block. And they're going to call a travel.
Little spin move there by Kasha Wisman. Good idea, though.
She had good position on the block there, Rick. And that might be something that Drury's going to look to go to as we go down here at the closing moments of this first half.
Who's looking to retake
and they're looking
the lead?
to take it into, and they get it into Rossi with a turnaround. She banks it. Emily Rossi with a difficult turnaround bank, and she's on the scoreboard for Hoosick Valley, and the Hurricanes have a 1-point lead. And we're back to that press, and Ryan with the steal, and they're going to call a double dribble.
They are creating all sorts of havoc out there right now.
The pursuit and the pressure by this Hoosick Valley defense so far has been relentless.
This is what South Hadley tried, Tim, and Drury had a little bit easier time.
And Brissett gets it into the front court. And Radowitz at 5'9" is a real deep, and they're going to call a travel out front. Another turnover.
Maddie Ryan, very impressive, offensively and defensively as well.
Very quick. Plays with her head up. She's got a bright future for Hoosick Valley.
Liv Carlson back in the ballgame for the Blue Devils, as well as Allie Tatro with her 2 fouls. 3:09 left, 12-11 Hurricanes. It's been a real tight defensive game here.
Maddie Ryan now again at the point for the Lady Hurricanes. And the Drury defense in the set. Hoosick offense outstanding here this afternoon. And a call, another travel on the outside.
Well, the turnovers continue.
Against both teams, and that's what good defense will do. And that's what we're seeing here this afternoon in this Division II championship match between arch rivals Hoosick Valley and Drury. Wild shot will go over to Hoosick Valley.
I was looking for a pass into the corner to Shannon Garvey, but Amber Iaquista decided to take it up on her own.
Ryan finds a sure for 3 off the back rim. And a hard rebound there by Garvey. Does a nice job for the Blue Devils. Into the front court. Iaquista tied up in the corner. And that's no place you want to be. And there you go, another turnover.
Well, as a junior, Tim, she's probably not thinking about knocking the ball off one of the Hurricanes, or maybe even calling timeout. So.
And Hoosick Valley will call a timeout here with 2:08 to go in the first half, leading by a point. And we're going to send it down to John Bird.
Hey guys, got my nephew here, but former basketball player for Drury High School. Nolan, you were here last year in the cage. It was awful exciting. Been watching this game so far. What do you think of the girls here tonight?
Oh, they're playing pretty well. They got to stay poised. I mean, it's a pretty crazy atmosphere right now playing your rival, but just got to stay poised and take care of the basketball.
If you could give a little advice here to one of these ladies on the Devils, what's the advice you'd give?
Just stay focused. Don't get caught up into the game. I mean, it's a pretty crazy atmosphere, like I just said, but stay focused, keep your head, and just focus on the game.
Great, Nolan, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John. John Bird and Butch Parrott doing our rover reporting here this afternoon and doing a great job. So, Hoosick Valley will have the ball with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the first half. They lead by a point, and now Drury shows a press themselves. The ball is head to Lucia, takes LaSure all the way to the basket. And a ball will go out of bounds back to Drury.
Drury hasn't scored in a bit, Tim.
It's been a while. Hoosick on a 6-0 run here now. And they're going to call a block on Maddie Ryan on the sideline.
It'll be 1-1 now.
Drury on the line in a 1-1 with 1:48 to go here in the first half.
Doesn't seem that long ago. Drury had 17 fouls to only 3, but they're starting to build up now. Now they're even.
Danielle Wissett will shoot 1-1 here for the Blue Devils. And she, as you said, Rick, a very good foul shooter. Around the rim and out, and boy, that is unusual.
Yeah, she's missed all 3.
For her to go 0 for 3. Radowitz at the foul line. Ten seconds on the shot clock again as Hoosick Valley goes deep. Robinson throws it up. No good. Just at the shot clock expired. And so another good defensive stand by the Lady Blue Devils as they try to take the lead here. And Hoosick Valley has that Drury offense pushed way out with this zone press. Ball on the floor. Carlson with the jumper around the rim and out. It will not go down.
Garvey
And the tie-up, it will stay with the Blue Devils on the possession arrow.
Well, that's Garvey's shot. She loves that elbow. Problem is, Drury's setting up so far out that they haven't been able to get the ball inside at all.
And Selena Sistrunk now will check in for Emily Rossi here.
Coach Franzoni probably trying to keep Allie from committing that third.
Down the lane, the shot is good. Beautiful runner by Amber Iaquesa, and that's her second basket. And Drury now has the 1-point lead. Ball knocked away on the sideline there by Kasha Weisman. And Hoosick Valley will retain possession with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Sistrunk on the block low. Radowitz all the way to the basket. The runner goes. Megan Radowitz with the runner and gives Hoosick the 1-point lead now with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Reset looks to take it herself. Takes the long shot. Carls, Shannon, Garvey with the jumper, no good. Ball on the floor. That's going to do it for the first half of play here. And an exciting one it was. After one half of play, the score is Hoosick Valley 14 and Drury 13.
And we're back here at halftime of this classic matchup between Hoosick Valley and Drury in the Western Mass Division III Girls Championship. And Rick, low scoring first half. Hoosick goes into halftime with a 1-point lead, 14-13.
Yeah, 7-6 Drury after one. Of course, we at halftime now we're at 14-13. Not surprised. Very great defense by both teams. As expected, with the adrenaline flowing, a little bit of nerves by some of the kids. Always a slow start. Couple runs, one by Drury and then one by Hoosick. But it's just back and forth, back and forth. It's got the makings of a great game. A couple of things, little tidbits, Tim, and to the viewers. Coach Franzoni going into this game was 18-2 versus Hoosick Valley, and the Drury seniors were 8-0. So as Jen said earlier, it's tough. And as Coach Robinson has said many times, you take I don't care if it's Hoosick boys or girls, or versus Drury boys and girls, you can throw the records out some of the times, almost most of the time. And it's based on will alone. And I'm sure, as Jen also stated, it's there's no fear when you're playing your rival. You got to show the respect like both teams have, and they're very well coached. The players were outstanding, and like I said, Coach Wojcik's team, he's just starting his youth movement there. Really, the leadership came from seniors, and Drury was more senior oriented with some nice juniors. So 14-13, it's got the makings of a great ball game as expected.
And we're joined once again by Coach Ron Wojcik and Jen Gale. And Coach, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself at this point. You go into halftime with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, we were, right there. I thought defensively, the game plan, the kids executed really well, and everything was going along that way. I was concerned about not scoring, though. I still felt we were going to need to be in the 40s to win that game. And so I remember at halftime us talking about, because Drury's half-court defense was so strong as well, getting out and transition a little bit and seeing if we could get some transition points going to maybe help us get some points on the board.
Now, you suffered a loss in the first half in this one. Tori Rumbold suffered an injury and did not return really to this game in any way. How did that affect your rotation, if at anything?
It did. It did. Obviously, Tori was a big player, but Erica Lucia came in and basically was her backup and played behind her and played the back, so she knew the role. And Erica, I thought, did an outstanding job for us in that game. She rebounded, she played defense, she handled the ball when we needed to. She even had, I know, a big breakaway bucket later in the third quarter when we were making our run. So, kudos to her as well. She did a great job in a high pressure situation coming in, and certainly was one of the major factors in helping us win too.
Jen, one of the things that struck me about the first half of this game was that it just seemed that every ball was contested, every loose ball was contested, every rebound was contested. I mean, everything was a real battle, and it obviously produced a very low-scoring first quarter. Nothing seemed to come easy, at least that's the way it looked from up in the stands.
Yep. I think I remember Coach in the locker room, and one of the things that he wrote on the whiteboard was turnovers, and then I remember him circling it with the expo marker and putting a lot of emphasis on it. And watching that back, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, he's right.
Right. Yeah, it was really, it was a real defensive effort by both sides. Coach, I was particularly impressed with, as you alluded to just earlier, the defense of Meg Radowitz. She really had an outstanding player in Danielle Reset tied up pretty well.
Yeah, and the big thing with Meg was she was tall and lanky, so she had gave guards a lot of trouble, getting off shots, making passes, but yet she was still quick enough to be able to guard a point guard. You don't see that too much in taller, lanky kids. So that combination was just awesome for us, and she led the top of our press for a couple of years, and through that whole tournament, and I remember talking about that, she held the Darling girl from Palmer, who was a 1,000-point scorer below double figures. She held the Valley girl, 1,000-point scorer from Mahar, in the 4 points. I think Danielle ended up with 4 points that game, and even the Nouset girl in the Hampshire game, who was a freshman point guard, who was a dynamo, she held her down as well. So, yeah, Meg, you're fortunate when you get defensive players like that as a coach, and that's what they want to do. She really lived for it, and she did a great job with it.
Well, we're 14-13 at halftime, so stand by. We're going to bring you the second half of this high school basketball classic between Hoosick Valley and Drury from March 9th, 2013. And we'll be back at the game's conclusion with my co-host here, Rick Bua, along with head coach Ron Wojcik and Jen Gale. We'll see you at the game's conclusion.
Well, defense has been the name of the game for both of these teams, Brick.
Okay, here we go with second half action. Erica Lucia will start the second half for the Hurricanes. Other than that, it looks pretty much like the starters are in for both squads. There's the first steal.
Yeah,
Danielle trying to push a little bit quicker. Just being double teamed. Shot by Allie Tatro is good. First shot of the second half.
And Allie Tatro's had a great tournament for the Blue Devils.
Nice cut underneath the Jen Gale. She puts it off the glass and it falls. And she was fouled.
I think that's going to go against Megan Benoit.
Nice little give and go there. Amber Iaquesta very quickly into the lineup, replacing Meg Benoit. Junior Jen Gale trying to make a three-point play out of this. And she drains it.
And she has been fantastic from the foul line in this tournament. Ball pushed into the front court.
A little bit better job there. Iaquesta, little short pop. She's got it.
Got it. Amber Iaquesta, and she's been big for Drury off the bench. Ball's ahead to Rossi.
Here's Rossi off the glass and in. So Huzik comes right back and answers. 19-17 Hurricanes.
And that's where I think Hoosick Valley has the advantage, Rick. They are a fast team, athletic.
Iaquesta's shot is blocked by Rossi. Drury looking to attack the basket a little bit more. They need some other girls to be able to handle the basketball, at least put it on the floor a few times, other than Danielle Rousset. So Maddie Ryan checks in, first time the second half. There's a steal on the inbounds pass.
Ahead to Rossi, gets it to Gale.
Here comes Jen all the way, puts it up, it's no good, and the rebound's gonna come down to Danielle Rousset. She's gonna try to push it a little bit before Huzik can set up.
And
goes up, her shot's blocked.
Shot is blocked by Rossi again. Ball on the floor. Scramble.
We got a travel call by Caladoni, yeah.
In the corner.
Great hustle there on both squads.
Oh, both these teams playing hard. And it looks like both teams have decided in this second half that they are going to attack the basket.
Rousset will put the ball in play for the Devils. .12 on the shot clock for Drury. Danielle, shot is short.
Off the side of the rim.
Put back up and in by Emily Mullen. Tie score at 19 with 6 minutes to go here in the third. Meg Radowitz with the basketball. Who's very good around the perimeter. Here's a three. Shot no good. Good box out by Mullen. Rossi tried to tip it out, but picked off by Rousset. Garvey, shot is good! Only a two, says Joe Marunko.
A long two-pointer for Garvey. And Rossi again at the other end.
And she answers again!
Emily Rossi is really running this court right now, Rick.
Yeah, the half-court offense, she was struggling a little bit, but she certainly runs that floor well.
Oh, steal by Maddie Ryan. Breaks it out, and Huzik has numbers, Rick.
Radowitz gets back to Maddie. Long three. And she's got it! Wow! Almost an NBA three by freshman Maddie Ryan.
And Drury's going to call a timeout.
24-21 Huzik. Boy, they start knocking down some of those threes. My goodness.
That was Maddie Ryan's first basket, Rick. And as we said it earlier in this broadcast, very talented freshman.
Liv Carlson checking in for the Blue Devils. Megan Benoit checking back in for the Blue Devils. Don't forget now, Tori Rumbold went down with what it looked like a very severe right sprain.
And we understand from sources down along the Huzik bench that she has suffered a broken bone.
Oh my goodness.
Either in the leg or in the ankle. So as we thought. She will not return to this game. She's still on the bench.
So we got 1 quick minute. I guess we can send it down to Butch. Have you got anything for us, Butch?
I'm here with Chad Mizuk, all-time leading scorer at Hoosick Valley. And Chad, what do you got to say so far?
Well, the first half was a little slow and stagnant. I mean, both teams have played each other twice during the year. They both played pretty good defense, but started this third quarter, both teams are coming out. Looks like they're getting offensive rhythm, and so far, so good this quarter.
Okay, a little aside, Chad did score the winning basket in a Western Mass title game. So back up to you guys.
Thanks, Butch.
Oh, another turnover there, Rick, in the backcourt. And that's the 15th turnover of the game.
Well, how great to hear from Chad Mishuk and also from Taylor DeSanti, former players on the Hoosick boys and the Drury girls. 24-21 Hoosick. Kenzie Robinson with the basketball, guarded by Reset. Looking for Rossi. Lucia drives the paint,
to the basket.
puts it up, will not fall. Rebound by Meg Radowitz is
Shot is
deflected
blocked out of bounds there.
Hoosick will retain possession.
On the block was Carlson. And she also a talented freshman for the Lady Blue Devils.
Kasha Wisman in the ball game, replacing Allie Tatro at the 4:35 mark. And there's a turnover as Mackenzie Robinson was looking for Jen Gale, just a little bit out of her reach. Here comes that Hoosick Valley pressure.
And it is relentless.
Carlson, Garvey. Danielle looking to penetrate, still being double teamed. 7 on the shot clock. Here's Wisman's shot. Won't fall. She does try to get her own rebound. She gets it.
On the line.
Colin Downey says you are on the line. Turnover. Hoosick basketball. Maddie Ryan back in for Kenzie Robinson.
And so Drury now is going to show a little bit of a press again.
Break it quite easily.
Gale.
Long shot is no good. Rebound is going to get tapped out. We got two Drury girls, Shannon Garvey and Meg Benoit, fighting for the basketball, and it goes off one of them out of bounds. 3:56 left in the third. 3-point Hoosick lead.
And we've got a timeout on the floor by Hoosick Valley.
Okay, we are going to go down to the floor again, and this time we're going to send it over to John Bird.
Well, guys, today I have Frank Bird with me, my twin brother. However, he was a former coach of the Lady Devils, an assistant coach for several years, right up until last year. What do you think, Frank?
Well, I guess this game's going just the way everybody expected it to go. You know, it's the pressure defense from Hoosick is affecting Drury. You know, we didn't think it would be a high-scoring game, and, you know, whoever can stay composed, make the, solid passes, stay composed, I think it's going to be a win at the end of this game.
So what else on defense? What do you think the Devils got to do to slow this press breakdown?
Well, I think, Hoosick likes to get out and run. And what they do is leaking out a little bit near half court on the outlet passes to get a 2-on-1. Drury's got to get back on defense, and they got to stop ball and make Hoosick see a set defense every time down the court.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, John. Thank you, Frank.
And actually, Rick, we got it. This is an official's timeout because they are going to take out Tori Rumble here on a stretcher. So the officials have called a timeout to allow that to take place. And of course, the crowd giving her a very heartfelt send-off here. Has to be a disappointment for the senior captain not to be able to finish this game.
As earlier today we talked about something with a shoulder problem, a collarbone problem with Morgan Lamar, and that's as much pain as poor Morgan was in. You could see Tori as they take her out. So it's just a little bit more the Hurricanes have to play for right now, Tim.
Well, there's 3:56 to go here in the third quarter, and Hoosick leads it 24-21.
Maddie Ryan will put the ball in play for the Hurricanes. Looking for a cutter, doesn't have it, she's going to get it outside. And Shannon Garvey picks it off for Drury. Shannon with a stop and a pop, it won't fall.
This is it.
She gets her own rebound back. Danielle's going to set it up.
Missed opportunity there for the Blue Devils.
There's Garvey from the right wing, no good. Good hustle by Tatro. Looking for a foul, they don't get one. Erica Lucia picks it off for the Hurricanes. Here's Ryan, looking to push. Dribbles well with both hands, Reset all over. Garvey on Radowitz. Carlson has Rossi. And I think it's going to go
kicked out of bounds. And it will stay with, looks like it's going to stay with Huzik.
They don't reset the clock, so it's only 10 on the shot clock. Jen Gale. Rossi, little turnaround, no good. Rebound by Lucia. She loses it, and they say that's knocked off of Ellie Tatro. Not sure if Bill Dassett saw it, but that's what Joe Marucco called. Drury basketball.
We're under 3 minutes to go in this one.
Here's the steal by Rossi. She gets it out to Meg Radowitz.
All the way to the
basket. Puts it up, no good. Rebound. It's going to come down to Meg Benoit. Danielle Resset's going to try to push a little bit here.
Beautiful block there by Reset.
Boy, I'll tell you, Radowitz gets back very quickly. Carlson, little turnaround. It's going to be short, picked off by Jen Gale. Jen's going to slow it up. Gives it off to Maddie Ryan. The freshman will run the point.
Emily Rossi looks to run it out every single time, and she has a real advantage with her speed.
2:18 left, still a 24-21 Huzik lead. Lucia, pass underneath. Jen Gale goes up, she's fouled by Megan Benoit. Good ball movement. Amber Iaquesa getting ready to check back in for the Blue Devils.
Drury foul on number 12, Megan Benoit, third, second.
Just the second team foul for Drury.
First one's good.
And Huzik has yet to foul here in the third quarter.
Jen Gale trying to give her team a 5-point lead. And she drains them both.
Gale has 11 points now to lead the Hurricanes. And they push that Huzik lead to 5.
Reset all the way down the lane. Drop pass to Mullen.
On the floor.
She gets it to Iaquesa. Puts it up. The shot's blocked. Relentless defense on the Hurricanes there. Good hard work by Erica Lucia underneath. Iaquesa. Garvey, turnaround shot is short. And Meg Radowicz, good box out, comes out. Huzik fans want to foul on Emily Moulton, no whistle. Good job by Maddie Ryan. There's a steal. Drury hasn't scored in a while. Here's Reset. No good. Rebounded by Garvey.
Oh, outstanding effort.
Good work
by Ryan.
We got a 2-0. Here is Lucia. Puts it up and in. Erica Lucia gives Hurricanes a 7-point lead at 28-21.
And Drury's going to call a timeout here, Rick. And the crowd is
the number 7 seeded Hurricanes. Just fired up right now.
Well, it looks like, Rick, Huzik Valley in this second half is starting to try to run the ball and push it.
All the momentum with the Hurricanes right now. Okay, we're going to send it down real quick to Butch Parrott. Butch.
I'm here with Dave Lipinski, former outstanding athlete at Huzik Valley High School. What's your take on the game so far?
The second half is the most exciting second half I've seen in a long time. It's great to see the team come out here and play hustle ball. That's a real scrappy Hoosick team, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
And they're almost as fast as you were. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Butch.
Well,
a lot of former athletes.
Drury's going to have to stem the tide here now. They got to break this momentum. Hoosick Valley is able to get to the basket. They have scored 8 points in the paint so far in the third quarter.
Ellie Tatro loses the ball.
Floor.
Daniel Reset trying to set something up. Cross-court pass to Garvey. Shannon, short pop, got it.
Good.
Drury needed some points badly there.
That's a big basket for Drury here. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter.
28-23.
Ball
Rossi all alone, puts it in off the glass. Coach Wojcik just shouting and encouraging his team. There's another steal
by Rossi. And they're going to call a travel there. Nice defensive play by Danielle Reset to break up that breakout.
Well, just when you think that Garvey's basket was going to slightly break the momentum, not quite. Iaquesa out, Benoit back in.
The pursuit and pressure by Hoosick on defense is relentless.
The shot clock is off. So a bounce pass
and
to Moulton. Emily can't convert, but she will go to the line.
On the floor, beautiful drop down pass there by Danielle Reset. 17 seconds here to go in the third quarter.
Mackenzie Bona getting ready to check in. Big third quarter for the Lady Canes. Emily Moulton's shot is no good. I think Moulton was perfect from the line in the semifinals.
And that was the first Hoosick Valley foul in the second half. Only 3 fouls have been called.
Second shot, too long.
Erica Lucia with the rebound.
Again, Drury, very uncharacteristic, missing free throws. Here's Jen Gale. Radowitz penetrates the lane. Her little pop is no good. Iaquesa with the rebound. Drury's going to have to hurry.
And they're not going to get it off. That's going to do it here for the third quarter.
With the Hurricanes leading the Blue Devils 30-23. We've got 8 minutes to go, and all the momentum right now, fellas, definitely with the Lady Hurricanes.
Well, it was a good quarter for Hoosick Valley, and certainly Rick, for Hoosick Valley, they come in here, no question, as the underdog. And for them, the longer they stay in the game, the better off it is.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that they knew earlier in the season when they took Drury right I think they had a 1-point lead with like a minute and a half to go before Meg Benoit hit a big three from the corner. And then Drury kind of took over from there, but that's that final score didn't indicate the way the game was played. They know they can play with them also. They didn't play quite as well up at Drury, but
well, Drury will look now to stem the tide. They were outscored in the third quarter, 14-7.
John Bird, you out there?
Yes, I have a few Whitneys here who played basketball, but Marie Kelly Whitney actually was on a state championship, and so far.
I really think that Drury needs to move the ball a lot faster. I think they're going too slow, and they need to pick it up if they plan on winning this game.
And do you think the defense is still enough defense on the team so far?
The defense is good. Drury's defense is great, but they just need to have that desire to get that ball to the hoop.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, John, and thanks to Marie Whitney. There's a steal by the Blue Devils. Drury's got a 2-on-1. Garvey stopping a pop, no good. Get your own rebound, and we got a foul called by Colin Downey. Boy, when we said we were going to have a roving reporter or two today, I never dreamed we were going to get such great former athletes. Marie Whitney, a member of the 78 state championship team, Chad Mishuk, Drury's leading scorer, Taylor DeSanti. Oh my goodness, Dave Lipinski.
And another missed foul shot for Drury.
Have they made one, Jeff?
And that may come back to haunt them down the road here.
The Blue Devils have not made a free throw in this game until now. 6-point Hurricane lead, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Maddie Ryan's going to run the point. The freshman, little spark plug. Erica Lucia playing a great role here, playing a lot in the second half. The senior captain. Coach Wojcik setting up a play. Gale, ball stolen by Ellie Tatro. No time to panic yet, but nevertheless, Drury's got to get some kind of offensive momentum here. The shot is no good by Emily Mullen. She gets her own rebound, no good. Tatro puts it up, no good.
And the Rossi with the rebound.
3 opportunities for Drury, some pretty good looks under there, and it just wouldn't fall too hard off the glass.
Pushes the ball ahead. Gale all the way to the basket.
And Huzik looking for a foul, and again, no call there. Ball knocked out of bounds, and Huzik will retain possession. Maddie Ryan put the ball in play right under her own hoop. Doesn't have a cutter. She's going to get it back out to Erica Lucia. 10 on the shot clock. Rossi with the basketball. Garvey on her.
Maddie Ryan.
Long shot.
Does not draw, and they're going to call a foul on
Meg Radowitz. Pushing off Ali Tatro.
And that's the third team foul on Huzik and only 2 on Drury right now. So neither team in foul trouble at this point with 6:22 to go in this ball game, right?
Huzik wants to stop every time down the floor. Drury needs a hoop. Here's Ali Tatro, bounce pass to Garvey. Shannon drives. Shot is too long.
Jumper, no good. But Mullen with the rebound and taken away by Ryan. And they're going to call a foul there on Moulton.
I think Colin Downey wanted to call it. Bill Dassett did.
Oh, what a play by Maddie Ryan just to take that ball away.
Liv Carlson replaces Emily Moulton for Drury. 6:07 left, a 6-point Hurricane lead. 2-possession game, but that doesn't mean a lot because Drury is not a 3-point type team. Ryan all the way.
Throws up the run-hander.
No good, rebounded by Tatro. And we got a foul on Meg Radowitz, her second in the last minute or so.
And that will be the 15th foul on the Lady Hurricanes.
And the substitution pattern continues with Amber Iaquesa in and Mackenzie Bona out for Drury. Reset. Always has somebody on her.
And they'll stay with Drury.
Well, I can see absolutely why Coach Wojcik's got Maddie Ryan out on the floor right now at crunch time. Iaquesa's shot is blocked. They're going to call a foul on Erica Lucia. And I'll tell you, I don't know if they're going to give her 2 or 3 shots. I think it's going to be 2 shots.
So she'll go to the line. They're going to give her 2 on that, Rick.
Of course, we have that double line here. Drury's free throw woes continue. Starting to really hurt him now.
And that's been the story of this game so far. 5:37 to go in this ball game.
Iaquesa's second shot does fall.
She rattles it home.
30-25. Drury's got to pick up that pressure. Here's Rossi.
Rossi.
Her shot is no good. Good box out. Good rebound by Meg Radowitz.
Again, in low to Rossi.
Nice save there. Carlson steals it for the Blue Devils.
And a big turnover there for Huzik.
Drury could use a hoop. They haven't had a hoop in a while again. Here's Tatro's shot. Won't fall. Good box out by Jen Gale. We got a foul.
Call a foul there.
I think it's on Iaquesa.
Yeah. Mackenzie Robinson back into the game for Hoosick Valley in place of Maddie Ryan.
5 team fouls to 4. Here's Erica Lucia with the basketball. Gets it to her point guard. Sophomore Mackenzie Robinson. And it's a turnover.
There's a turnover out top.
Yeah, she thought Erica Lucia was going to go right. She went left. The ball goes out of bounds. 4:56 left. 5-point Hoosick lead. Iaquesta's shot is no good. She's fouled. So Drury continues to get to the line, but they've got to make these free throws. They want to stay in this ball game.
That foul will go against Emily Rossi. So she's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. And Hoosick Valley is going to call a timeout, Rick, with 4:48 to go in this one.
Okay, we've only got 4:48 left. 5-point Hoosick lead, and now we're going to send it down to Butch Parrott.
Okay, stand up. You. One of you. All right, over here with Andrew Harmon and Nick Barden. So give us a little analysis here, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great game. Tough defense by Hoosick, and they're both playing great, Drury and Hoosick. It's going to come down to the wire. I think Hoosick's going to pull it out. Got a good team, good young team. Tough to see Rumboldt go out that way, but they got nice fill-ins.
Here's his little brother, Ethan, also stepping in, but we're going to have to get it back up. We'll try to get these guys back on. Well, we can still go. What do you think there, Nick?
Good game so far. Nice defense by Hoosick in the second half, shutting down Reset. Megan Ross playing nice, D.
And Ethan.
Yeah, Hoosick's playing nice. They got to keep pushing the ball up court, get those fast break points and easy layups.
Yeah, they used to be a lot taller than me, but I've grown a little.
Okay, Butch, thank you very much.
Rick, the statistic of this game might be this one. Drury is 2 of 11 from the foul line, and to this point in the game, Danielle Reset does not have a field goal. And it's
those are big. Those are both huge.
Another outstanding defensive job done by Megan Rodowitz this afternoon.
Iaquesta's second shot, no good.
Doesn't even draw iron. They're going to call a violation.
Wow.
In any event, it's going to go back to Hoosick Valley.
It almost looks a little bit like Drury's got more jitters here in the fourth quarter that they've really never got out of it. Here's a steal by Iaquesta. She gets it to Danielle. Emily Moulton's shot is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds off Iaquesta. Hoosick basketball. So Meg Rodowitz and Jen Gale saying, calm down, girls, that's okay. We'll handle the pressure. We got a 5-second violation. So Drury will get the ball underneath their own hoop. Coach Moulton and Coach Franzoni yelling out instructions.
Big point of the game here for both teams, Rick.
Here's Reset, shot for the corner, no good. Rebound by Tatro. Allie puts it up, no good. Iaquesta's shot, no good. She gets it again, no good. She goes up again, there's a foul. So Drury was relentless, and Hoosick did deny the first 3 shots. Danielle Reset can't get anything to fall right now. The shots underneath are too hard off the glass.
And that's the 17th foul for Hoosick Valley, so Drury will be in the penalty the rest of the way.
Shot is good.
4:28 to go here, and Hoosick Valley up by 4, 30 to 26.
Amber Iaquesta, second shot, no good. Rebounded by Garvey.
Taken away by
Good
Gale.
steal, yeah. She gets it up to Kenzie Robinson.
Got some numbers here. Gale's
Jen
gonna take
drives
it
the
all
lane,
way
puts
down.
it up, and she draws a foul.
And she'll go to the line and shoot a pair for the Hurricanes.
So Drury is in the bonus. 17 fouls for the Hurricanes, 5 for the Blue Devils. Junior Jen Gale at the line. Drains her first one. And could be the difference down the stretch. Lead back to 5. Second shot rolls in.
She's got 13 points on the game, the leading scorer. Again, Reset working it up slowly.
Garvey shot from the corner. She's got a three.
Oh, big three-pointer for Shannon Garvey.
At the 4:06 mark. 3-point lead for the Hurricanes at 32-29. Radovich to Rossi. Turnaround is gone. Emily Rossi continues to have a great second half here.
She's a matchup nightmare for the Blue Devils down low. And Huzik is looking there now.
Garvey shot again for the corner. This one is no good. Good box out. We got a foul on Moulton, I think. It's going to be the 6th team foul. So the next Drury foul will also put the Hurricanes in the bonus. Iaquesa out, Benoit in, Carlson in.
Coach Franzoni really going in offense-defensive alignment here. Looking to save some players who might be in a little bit of foul trouble.
Here's Erica Lucia because she comes out of the pack. Gale gets it to Meg Radowitz. Pop is no good. Rebound far. We got a foul. That was just perseverance right there. She just ripped the ball right away from Allie.
Megan Radowitz was not going to be denied.
So they are now in the 1-1.
Both these teams are playing their hearts out here. 3:21 to go in the Division II Western Mass title game.
Meg Radowitz, the junior, trying to give her team a 6-point lead. Her second one is good. And Coach Wojak wants to call timeout. And now we have that opportunity. We are going to send it down to John Bird.
Hi guys, got Mike Meany here, former basketball player for Drury High School, and he's been on this court and he knows the ongoings of this. And what do you think so far, Mike?
Both teams are playing hard. Huzik's been up tempo. Their defense has been great. They haven't been handling the ball really well for Drury. They got to hit the boards, and at this point in the game, you just got to keep calm. That's the biggest thing. Whoever's more composed is got a great shot to win.
Do you think it's too early to shoot the three right now, or is it something you just settled what they normally do?
It's just got to go through with the flow of the offense. And if it's an open shot, you take it. You got to take the open shots down the stretch.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Yeah, Mike Meany, former Drury player, also a Berkshire County referee now. So.
Absolutely.
Some very, very fine interviews. Some names I haven't heard in a couple of years at least. But that's great. Butch and John are doing a great job down there for us today.
Both teams are in the penalty here with 3:21 to go in this ball game, and Huzik Valley with a 6-point lead. Drury will get the ball out of bounds. Huzik Valley has the arrow, possession arrow, in their favor, and that may come into play as we go down the final minutes of this contest.
Well, the starters are pretty much in the ball game. Of course, Erica Lucia in for Tori Runbolt, who was injured earlier in the game, and Liv Carlson in. And Garvey tries to drive the baseline, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Erica Lucia. So, to the line in this last 3 minutes, regardless of what Drury's done so far, and it has not been good from the line, they can make amends from this point forward. Garvey's shot no good. Drury looking to steal. Kenzie Robinson gets it up to Lucia. Huzik really in no hurry. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
They were looking for Rossi down on the block against the freshman. Robinson down low to Rossi.
Puts it up, no good. She gets her own rebound. She's fouled.
She's fouled.
Good effort there.
Mackenzie Robinson with the penetration, Rick, and the drop down pass to Rossi. Amber Iaquesa checking in for the Blue Devils, Butch, and I'll tell you, she's had a great game off the bench for John Franzoni's Blue Devils.
Emily's first shot, swish. Huzik continues to knock down their free throws. And with the clock stopped and that score going up, is it too much? Shot is good.
Maddie Ryan checks in for Megan Radowitz. I don't think she'll be on the bench long. And Danielle Reset
She loses the basketball.
Spins in.
And we got a foul. I think it's going to be called on Shannon Garvey. And right now it's all Hoosick Valley. Hoosick continues their relentless defense, trying for their up-tempo offense. Emily Moulton getting ready to check back in. Rossi's first shot is in the air. Won't fall. We're set with the rebound. Blue Devils are going to have to convert here. She's fouled.
And they're going to call a foul on the outside. And that's a big foul for Hoosick Valley. Allows Danielle Resek to go to that line.
Drury's going to make a move. They got to make a move soon here. The Hurricanes want to run some time. They also wouldn't mind exchanging hoops at this point. Senior captain Danielle Reset. The shot is good. 37-30 Hurricanes.
And Drury needed that one.
And she drains them both.
And Drury's going to call a timeout to set their defense here with 2:29 to go in this ball game. And Hoosick Valley with the 6-point advantage, 37-31. And I believe that was Danielle Reset's first points of the second half.
Yeah, I think she had 3 missed free throws in the first half.
Of the game, in fact. And, you know, we talked about it earlier, Rick. Megan Radowitz in this tournament has gone head-to-head with Alyssa Darling, 1,000-point scorer, who she held under double figures. She played against the Valley girl, Jill Valley, in the semifinals. Valley ended up with 4, and she's played Danielle Reset tonight. And she has just played an outstanding defensive game tonight and in this tournament.
She certainly has. The relentless pressure that the Hurricanes have put on, double, sometimes triple team in the ball, and they do so highly rely on Danielle Reset to carry the bulk of that load.
All right, on the next foul, both teams will be shooting the double penalty. And this crowd is amped up.
Maddie Ryan with the basketball. 2 really good ball handlers.
Ahead to Gail, who's going to run some clock here.
Radowitz over to Kenzie.
And who's the
Robertson's just going to back it out. She's got 10 on the shot clock. And Coach timeout. Coach Ron Wojcik.
Coach Wojcik is going to call a timeout here. When we come back, there'll be 10 seconds on that shot clock.
Butch Parrott, what have you got for us? Anything?
Well, right now I have a pretty good seat, and I'm going to watch the rest of this game. So
I see
I'm sending it back to you guys.
Okay.
Oh, you're down. Yeah, I see him. He's down there with the Harmons. He does have a good seat.
Guys, I'm up in the hoop.
Well, Hoosick Valley leads this one by 6. They're going to try to take care of the ball. For Drury, they're going to need some turnovers to get back in here. But by no means is this game over.
Still a lot of time left.
And we have a big, big crowd in this place right now as fans are filing in for the next game. And both crowds are really going. 2:08 to go in the Western Mass Division II Championship here at the Curry Hicks cage. Hoosick Valley leads it 37-31.
Kenzie Robinson will put the ball in play.
They go low to Rossi.
Rossi, turnaround pump. She's got it! What a big hoop by Emily Rossi. 8-point lead at 39-31. Under 2 minutes left.
Danielle is set. A long 3-pointer draws nothing.
She's just very frustrated right now. Huzik has taken Drury away from their game plan. Here's Robinson. We got a foul on Reset.
Backcourt. And so Mackenzie Robinson now will go to the line and shoot 2. It's in the double penalty.
Erica Lucia getting ready to check in for the Canes. Just a minute 50 left. Robinson's shot is good. Under pressure. Money, as they call it.
And Coach Wojcik now going in an offensive-defensive arrangement here. Robinson to the line for one more.
Got them both. 41-31.
And those are Robinson's first points of this game. Reset brings the ball up. Ball stolen away by Rossi. Ahead to Ryan. Takes it all the way to the basket.
No good rebound on the floor.
And that ball
looks like, yeah, Maddie lost it.
That's okay, Maddie!
The Hurricane bench can, they can sense it a little bit. Here's Reset. Danielle, off the glass, no good. Fight for her own rebound. Tatro shot, no good. Wild. At this point, the Hurricanes just going to slow it up a little bit if they can.
And Drury is totally out of sync here. And Huzik is going to run clock.
Almost a steal there.
Almost a steal. 1:11 to go.
Megan Benoit in the ball game. Things looking real good for the Hoosick Valley Hurricanes.
Erica Lucia goes out of this game, and you got to give a big kudo to her.
Boy, she played a lot in the second half, Tim.
Dory Rumble. And they're going to call a foul on the sideline here.
Yeah, Drury has, they got nothing they can actually do now except try to put them on the line. The fact is, it takes Drury quite a while to get the ball up, and they're not getting good open looks.
Minute 10 to go in this ball game.
The junior, Meg Radowitz, drains it.
And that may have also been the story here, as Hoosick Valley has really converted their opportunities from the foul line.
They play consistently, I think, Tim, all the way through.
Off the back rim, no good. And Drury's got a hustle here. And they're going to call a foul in the corner. And that's a big break for Drury. Hoosick up by 11. Drury has a shot here to chip into that lead with that clock shut off. So it certainly doesn't benefit Hoosick Valley to foul at this point. So Benoit is going to go to the line and shoot a pair.
Junior, Megan Benoit.
Drains it.
A lot of, as Drury is led by their seniors, Tim, as we all know, they got a bunch of juniors on that squad gaining experience. Back in comes Erica Lucia.
And you're going to see Drury, this is going to end up being a foul shooting contest here the rest of the way. Drury is going to have to put Hoosick on the line.
Benoit's second shot, she drains them both. And another foul, so Mackenzie Robinson will go back to the line. Coach Wojcik's team, you could see, Tim, over the last couple of years, starting with his youth, when he took over that program, you could see it building and building and building all the time. And he told you this year, and he told me this year, he's not where he wants to be. He wants to get where Drury is. He's not there yet, but he's only a minute away.
Well, we're at 1 minute. It's a 9-point Hoosick Valley lead here.
Both Coach Wojcik and Coach Franzoni coaching right down to the very last buzzer here.
A lot of substitutions, offense and defense, both ways. Stay tuned. Following this ball game, we hope to have some great interviews.
Robinson's first shot rolls around and out. And her second shot off the front iron. Here comes Moulton. Drury needs to hurry, and they need a score. And Daniel's
foul.
She'll get 3 this time.
Reset will go to the line and shoot 3 once again with 50 seconds to go. 4th foul on Ryan, and that is not a good foul.
It's kind of the way it's gone. Kind of tells the tale a little bit. Second one is good. The defenders come in. And Reset drains 2 out of the 3. It's a 7-point game.
They're going to put Gale on the line.
Foul call by Joe Maruco here in the backcourt.
Drury has gone 9 for 20 from the free throw line in this ball game, under 50%. Well, Jen Gale goes to the line with 47 seconds, Rick, and she'll shoot a pair here.
So many times in our broadcast, Tim, this year we talk a little bit about how girls are sometimes better than the guys in free throw shooting. And she drains it. And Drury's been a pretty good free throw shooting team, just not today. Junior Jen Gale. Got them both. Nine-point lead. Reset long 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Moulton. And she's tied up.
And the possession arrow favors the Hurricanes. By the same token, Hoosick Valley has gone 11 for 19 from the foul line in this one.
37.4 left in this one.
And of course, Gale will hold the ball.
And she gets it to Maddie Ryan. Ryan gets it. It's
to
Mackenzie Robinson.
Takes it away.
Got a 2-on-1. Takes it all the way, lays it in. That'll clinch it, Tim.
That might be the dagger. The Lady Hurricanes are going to come out of here as the Division II Western Mass champions.
Yes, they are. Foul's going to be on Allie Tatro.
What a story here, Butch. Rick, this is something to say, and I'll tell you, it's been a defensive struggle the whole way, and Hoosick Valley got some breaks. Drury missed some shots. It kind of went Hoosick Valley's way for a big part of this game.
It's one of those things, Tim, where you say, you know, if you play 10 times, somebody wins so many out of that. But this is their time. Jen Gale back at the line. This is just to make the score.
This is icing.
It's just icing.
On the cake.
Daniel Reset will leave the ball game, ending an excellent 4-year career at Drury High School.
Outstanding career.
Yep.
Without question, one of the top point guards in all of Western Massachusetts.
Last 7 seconds of the ball game. Here's Amber Iaquesa. Carlson's shot is no good.
And that's it.
And that's it. The Hoosick Valley Hurricanes are the Western Mass Division II Girls Champions, defeating arch rival, the #1 seed, number 7, beats number 1, 47-35 in a game, Tim, that quite frankly, the Drury bench, the Drury crowd, the Drury student body, they really never got into because Huzik didn't allow it.
Well, that's a very good point, Rick. It was a situation where that stifling defensive pressure by Huzik Valley all game long, and some outstanding defense by Megan Radowitz, who took one of the finest players in Western Mass out of her game.
Well, you could, again, this is, you and Jeff and, of course, Butch cover the Hurricanes, Tim, but from someone that sees them quite often, you could really see them coming together as a team, and I still consider them so young. The seniors played a senior role this year, just like Erica Mack did last year. That overtime loss down at Hampshire last year, I thought, built this program. At the time, I don't think Coach Wojcik knew it, and he wanted to get here, and a little respect here for a 15-5 regular season, a 7 seed. Well, who knows what they should have been seeded, but nevertheless, the road they took to get here, knocking off the #1 team, a team that, quite frankly, they haven't beaten in quite a few years, is quite an accomplishment. It's a victory well deserved.
Well, we're getting the trophy presentation now for runner-up Drury Blue Devils.
Congratulations to Coach John Franzoni.
And Rick, they have nothing. It's difficult. Someone has to win, somebody has to lose. But this Drury Blue Devil team has shown throughout the year that they are truly one of the top teams in all of Western Mass.
I don't know what the run is, Tim, for Western Mass appearances, but Coach Franzoni's been in every year. Unfortunately, knocked out either the first round of the quarterfinals the last 3 years. And with the seniors, he thought maybe this was going to be it.
And that crowd is going wild underneath the Huzik Valley basket.
But both teams did Northern Berkshire County proud. It was a privilege for Northern Berkshire Community Television, not just to be here to do this game, but to follow the Lady Canes and Lady Devils all season long. They gave us a lot of entertainment, a lot of great girls basketball.
Well, Rick, there it is, Huzik Valley winning their first Division III Western Mass Championship, 47-35, and of course the beginning of a run of success that we followed here at Northern Berkshire Community Television over a span of several years.
Yeah, I think we picked a great girls game to show in week number 2 of High School Basketball Classics. I certainly remember it as though it was just a year or two ago. It was great to talk to Coach. It's great to talk to Coach and Jen. And congratulations to the Hurricane girls, because again, you could see them up and coming, and they had a great season, a great second half, came in really strong, saved their best basketball when it really counted, and did shock a few people. This was supposed to be Coach Franzoni's championship season. He had groomed this team. He had done a great job with them. He had outstanding athletes, as Coach Wojcik had mentioned. He was down one player that we didn't mention, and that was junior guard Morgan Lamar.
Right.
But I know if I had Coach Franzoni on, he wouldn't make up any excuses. And the coaches don't, because you fill that role with a backup. And as Coach said, Erica Lucia came in and did a great job for Tori when she got hurt in the second quarter, which was unfortunate, because you want to see these kids, especially as seniors, finishing out. But it was a great ball game. It was a start of many good things to come for the Lady Hurricanes. It was a pleasure to do the game, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, we had a great time doing it. Both kids, we talked about earlier, both communities really were out in force supporting their respective teams in this one. Of course, these players play against each other in youth basketball, et cetera, so they know each other. But I would also tend to agree with you. I think the loss of Morgan Lamar was big for Drury. Took away another ball handler, and as I said, we alluded to at halftime, Meg Radowitz was really able to tie up outstanding Danielle Reset and kind of limit her offensive options for Drury. We're joined once again by head coach Ron Wojcik and Jen Gale. And Coach, I think anybody really looking at this Huzik Valley team probably thought, well, maybe we're a little bit early here with this squad. It was a relatively young team, and their time's going to come down the road a little bit. So this was a little bit of a surprise. You'd have to consider that as being the case, wouldn't you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. No, we knew we were underdogs going in. We hadn't, beaten Drury. Like you said, the seniors were 8-0 against us over the years. And I knew that my biggest concern, I knew the girls would play hard, and we really put a big emphasis on toughness and aggressiveness and that type of thing. But, when you have that youth and you have that inexperience, really, for us, going into a tournament like that, that you worry about that as a coach, that could, come into play. Obviously with the girls, they didn't show that, and they really came through. But I think the big thing I thought was, back, like you said, with that first half, keeping it close, and then all of a sudden, a couple baskets fall. It gets tougher on the team that's the favorite.
Right.
And the number one team, because now all of a sudden, you're getting to the second half and you're down a little bit. And we, I forgot what the run was in the third, but we had a couple of baskets. Maddie made that big long three. I thought at that point I could see some of the tenseness and Drury tightening up a little bit, which means, your shots are a little tighter and it's a little tough. And that pressure being number one, I mean, we had to live with that, like Jen said, for years to come after.
Right.
It's different. It's
right.
different than being underdog. I mean, people could easily argue and say that, well, we had nothing to lose, but as far as the girls were concerned, they could still lose Western Mass. So, I mean, they wanted to win as bad as anything else. But the pressure of a 7 seed versus a 1 seed is totally different. I just was worried about our inexperience, for being there with our youth and stuff.
And watching the second half, got to give a lot of credit to Drury. They made a run there in the fourth quarter, and the momentum was starting to shift to Drury. And you said, prior to broadcast, good players make coaches look good. And I thought a big play in this game was you calling the timeout and that inbounds play where you got the ball into Emily Rossi down on the post there. I thought that was a well-designed play. She made the shot, and I think it kind of stemmed the tide there a little bit. Yeah,
that really helped. I mean, I called the timeout, and it was the inbounds play. We run always from the side, so I thought in that situation, really keep it simple. And the only thing I added to it was I ran Maddie Ryan, which people probably didn't know because it went right to Rossi on the backside for maybe a backdoor cut. But Meg, we got the ball in the Meg, and if Rossi was fronted, we were going to throw the lob over the top to her, and if not, just dump it down to her and let Rossi give her the opportunity. And she's got a great she had a great little 8-foot turnaround jump shot on that baseline, and she was able to elevate and make it.
And Jen, Drury struggled from the foul line in this game. They went 9 for 23, a little bit subpar from the foul line. On the reverse side of it, though, in that fourth quarter, Drury down, they had to do a lot of fouling, and they sent you to the line, and you had ice water in your veins. You ended up with 16 points, but you really closed this one out at the foul line.
Yeah, like Coach Ron always says, and Coach Curry too, free throws wins games, and that's what we practice day in and day out every day. So,
when you look back, Jen, at your career, and of course, you guys had great run and some played in a lot of big games and had some great experiences. Do you look back on the fact that really this championship was the start of it all?
Yes, of course. I think I talk about basketball all the time with ways that it relates to life in general, and just a group of girls growing up with them since we were in 3rd and 4th grade travel league with Coach Robinson, and then going into being on Coach Ron's team. I really enjoyed playing basketball, and I care about all of the girls and want them to succeed and do well, and yeah.
Coach, looking back, at the scorebook of this one, looking at these two teams, I mean, it's an amazing thing to me that two schools, that are so close together geographically, producing so many outstanding players and athletes. It's a roster. Danielle Reset, Allie Tatro, Shannon Garvey. These are class individuals and really outstanding athletes. For Hoosick Valley, Jen Gale, Emily Rossi, Meg Radowitz, Mackenzie Robinson, Maddie Ryan. These are outstanding, just to mention a few, just outstanding young ladies, not only character-wise, but athletic-wise as well. I mean, this is really the cream of the crop, so to speak.
Yeah, we were both fortunate. We both had good groups of athletes coming through our programs, but, as a tribute to athletes, and I think life lessons for kids too, those athletes, both on Drury and our kids with Hoosick, really put the time in the off seasons. I mean, they were playing against each other in summer leagues and playing AU, playing that travel in the years before. And I just think that it's a good example of, if you want to get to that level, it just doesn't come easy. It comes with a lot of time and a lot of hard work. And I thought the athletes in both those programs had done that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Franzoni's, program was so successful over the years. And it certainly was the same for us, for that year and for years to follow.
And, this was an amazing statistic, which Jen played a part in as well, is the fact that you guys were to the cage many times over the next several years. And Hoosick Valley at the cage in the Western Mass tournament never lost a game while you were there as a coach.
Yeah, we were 14-0. We were and I kind of look back at that, and it's just a tribute to my staff and the girls and everyone we've had come through the program, because I mean, when you get to the cage, every team's good. So you're thinking at some point you're going to lose a game, and it would happen. And we were fortunate not to. I mean, we had some, a couple times, maybe close games, bounces go our way, and then other times a couple of blowouts. And most of the games were challenges, and the kids found a way to step up, and we were really blessed. We were really blessed to be able to do that. I thought, it's kind of sad to see if that goes out with the new tournament rules and stuff. I think the cage on the semis and the championship Saturdays was one of the best events for these young kids, boys and girls, over the years, and you hate to see that go away.
Jen, you spent some time as an assistant coach helping Coach Wojcik in the Hoosick Valley program. What were you able to, what lessons or what advice were you able to give some of these younger players that were coming up through the ranks playing, in terms of what you needed to do to get back to the cage or to reach the levels that you did in your career?
Yeah, I think one major lesson that everybody wants to be successful, but actually putting in the work to be successful is a lot of things kids nowadays kind of shy away from. Everybody wants to win, but they're not willing to put in the work for it. And I feel as if the girls that I played with as well as coached really embodied that, putting in effort and putting in the hard work in order to get what you want.
Well, Coach Wojcik, Jen Gale, we want to thank you for joining us and looking back at this real high school basketball classic back to March 9, 2013. The game between Hoosick Valley and Drury in the Western Mass Division III tournament. We want to thank you for joining us here on High School Basketball Weekly. And of course, wish you the best of luck in all that you're doing out there in the world. Hopefully we're going to get back to more normal times, and we'll be covering some of the live basketball action. Next week, Rick, we got another classic on hand for us, and it's a beauty. It goes back to March of 2012, a boys game this time, Rick. The semifinal, Division III semifinal at the cage between Mahar and Drury, and what an unbelievable game this one was.
Yeah, we call this show Classics because we're trying to show the classics. We've done so many ball games over the last 10, 12, 13 years, but we picked out the best of the best, and we're no particular order. We're trying to show some boys games and some girls games, and certainly focused on Hoosick Valley and Drury boys and girls and Hoosick boys and girls. But this one against Mahar was a classic. It was a great game. I don't want to give out too much away, but it was close, and it was a great game to call. And can't wait to bring it to you next week.
Well, you can see high school basketball classics every Friday night at 7:30 right here on channel 1302, Northern Berkshire Community Television. It's rebroadcast on Saturday and Sunday. Check your listings, and you can check it out on their webpage under the schedule and webcam, web broadcast, so you can see high school basketball classics that way as well. So we're going to see you again next week for another edition of High School Basketball Classics. For my sidekick, Rick Boo, I'm Tim Morey saying good night.